Hey guys, back on the Boot Collector channel, and today it's another Nike special. This time I've got my hands on the new Mbappe Mercurial drop for what has become his latest signature release. As usual, we'll take a closer look at all the details, I'll give you the lowdown on the story, and also give you my verdict if it's a hit or a miss. Yes guys, it's Mbappe, it's Mercurial, here we go, let's get to it. Alright, so straight into it. This one is going to split opinion. It's a new Air Zoom Mercurial, it's made exclusively for Kylian Mbappe, and it becomes his 7th general release signature line. Taking away whatever your allegiance and opinion of the player, let's just look at the boots, and right away this one is loud, it is bold, and it brings something different to the table with these graphical treatments and styling. Now the theme runs across the whole package. The elite version here, including the obligatory string bag, features the design pattern in much more detail. What about that theme? Well, according to Nike, the design is a representation of Mbappe's incredible speed, for he is Rapide, combined with his love of comic books. There's also an underlying message around football being fun for all, from Mbappe at the top of the game to you and I just having a kickabout in the park. But it's that comic book stylized look that takes the headlines. Nike go liberal with a massive cartoon swoosh on the outstep, slapped over a stylized Zoom logo. Further behind, the comic book panel elements, shapes, all blending into more speed lines towards the toe. On the instep, it gets even more interesting, a raised textured graphical outline around the swoosh, which fades from yellow to orange, houses an onomatopoeied swoosh cartoon text, all sitting on another cartooned Air logo. What is a really neat low-key touch though, is on this rear ankle swoosh, Nike have embossed the KM logo as a pattern inside. Nice touch. Underneath is still, for me, the Achilles heel of this generation of Air Zoom. It's purely visual though, you must understand here, because the Air Zoom unit is seriously good for comfort and for speed. I'm just not a huge fan of the look, let's just say. That block colouring just really isn't working, but it's not offensive here. I can get on board with the overall colour of this boot, with it being Baltic blue base dominating that overall look, and then pops of a yellow and darker blue to contrast. It's not a bad combination, perhaps one that suits Mbappe's style. Now, if you're already convinced you're going to get your own pair, these Elite FG versions are going for a rather whopping £265 at retail. Big shout out to my guys at ProDirect for the assist in adding these to the collection, but I'm not sure how sustainable the constant price increases are going to be. If, like me, you've got to have them, that's the price of collecting. I've got all the Mbappe signatures so far, so obviously have to get the latest. Speaking of which, where does this rank compared to Mbappe's other signatures so far? Let's take a look. At the bottom of the pile currently for me is the Generation Pack Mbappe edition. Initially excited to hear Mbappe was getting a World Cup signature, but if I'm honest, it's a rather lazy update to that pack with just a tricolour wedged into the sole. Next up is the LeBron James collab, the Chosen 2. It's a darker colour scheme and smaller swooshes, and it doesn't really do anything for me. Whilst the premise is certainly commendable, bringing two of Nike's biggest names together, it's just not one for me. I'm putting the Air Zoom Merc next. Again, it's a darker colour, which isn't my favourite, although the story behind this one is quite cool. If you want to find out more, click out on the pop-up link to see my full unboxing. Just missing out on a podium spot and into 4th is where this Rapide lands for me. I get the design and concept, it's certainly wild and loud, but it's just not massively for me. You might disagree though. Now we get on to some of my favourites, starting in 3rd with the Flames edition. Big fan of the design, the execution and the colourway. This one just seems just right for Mbappe, and for me it's a strong boot choice. Into 2nd place is the Pink Panther update. It's a perfect homage to the original Pink Berry Vapor, one of my favourite Nike boots ever, and whilst it's plain in comparison to some of the others here, it is definitely better for it. Big love for this boot. And for me, Mbappe's top signature boot is still his first, the Bondi edition. Everything about this one is class. The story, the design, the execution, all the little details. Nike are going to have to do something really strong in my opinion to outclass this one. It is a great boot, one of the best player editions from Nike overall, not just for Mbappe. So do you agree or disagree with this list? Why don't you let me know where you'd rank each boot, and then I'll tell you where you're wrong. Alright guys, that's all for today. All that's left is time for you to comment on what you think of this release. Let us know if it's one you're going to get straight away, if you're going to wait for it to hit the sales, or if you're just swerving it altogether. Remember guys, like the video, please sub to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss any more from my boot collection, and most of all, thanks for watching. I'll see you all later guys. Ciao!